TC19 is a responding party. We are waiting for the TC19's client and counsel.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Once we are through with the time, I think it'll be better if we three judges are given like 5 minutes to coordinate with amongst ourselves. The two people and waiting to be entered.
Ma'am, when would you like the time for coordination between the judges?
Afterwards.
Okay, so when you will request it, we'll ask the TCs to leave the room and then you can have the coordination with the judges.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, just one more thing. The link that you gave for scoring.
This is TC19. Moderator, is it possible that you can rename us because we're not able to change our names? Can you?
So okay, we'll rename you guys shortly.
Yeah, TC19 client and counsel. We both are joining from the same laptop.
Okay, we are doing that. Once this is fixed, we'll start with the rounds.
Yes, sure. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience.
Do I have the permission to start?
No, we can't see the TC19. I only see Monica.
Ma'am, are you able to see them now?
And Monica is part of the faculty?
Yes, ma'am. Monica ma'am is part of the faculty.
Okay. Fine. I think Sahilji was putting
Yes.
both a
No, I
question.
was just telling them that the link that they've shared, the team numbers, the codes are not right. Probably they may want to check that at the back end while we go on with the round. Please.
Okay, sir, we'll look into it.
Please, thanks. Yeah.
So with your permission, may I begin?
Sure.
A very good afternoon to our honorable judges and participants. It's our pleasure to welcome you on the behalf of the organizing committee, which is Center for Excellence in Alternative Dispute Resolution Law of ICFAI Law School, the ICFAI University, Dehradun, to the final round of the first ICFAI Virtual National Mediation Competition 2024. Before proceeding any further, I would like to request our judges to grant the permission to begin this round.
Please proceed.
Okay, before starting this round, I shall like to reiterate the structure of this round. The total time provided for the final round is 60 minutes, including 15 minutes for the caucus session, being 7 minutes and 30 seconds for each team and 45 minutes for negotiation. Mediators and both the negotiating teams shall discuss the time they are going to take for their opening statements and notify the same for us and the judges to take a note of. English is the official language of the competition, and it must be strictly followed throughout the competition. The camera must be kept on during the rounds. No method shall be used to reveal the identities of the university or college teams. The round will be conducted in accordance with the code of conduct. The organizing committee will have the final say in any dispute, and it retains the authority to dismiss the teams for their wrongdoing. Judges, please take note that TC04 represents the requesting party, TC19 represents the responding party, TC13 and TC27 represent mediator 1 and 2 respectively. We humbly request our honorable judges to stay back after the conclusion of the round so that we can assist you in filling the score sheets.
Now, the mediators and the negotiating teams will start their discussion about how much time they are going to take for the opening statement and notify the same for us as the judges to take a note of it.
So we mediators are actually going to take 5 minutes for the opening statements. We both means 5 minutes collectively, and 5 minutes for the opening statement of the client of the requesting party, and 5 minutes for the responding party. Is that clear? So
both parties agree to it.
yeah,
If they
but
both
both
time,
parties
then
agree
we
to it.
Yes, we are okay with that.
Thank you very much. And in that opening statements, you can possibly
The
introduce
requesting party will
yourself.
take 8 minutes for the opening.
I'm sorry, your voice is not audible. TC04.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the requesting party will take 8 minutes for the.
All right.
So I think let's start.
To begin the negotiation round, we'll notify the time in the chat box. Hence, the participants must pay attention to it. We are going to start the timer for the negotiation round.
All right.
So with the permission of the judges, I would like to start now.
Sure.
Okay. So good afternoon and a very warm welcome everyone to your mediation session. I will be mediating a session today alongside my learned co-mediator. My name is Anshuman Singh, and you may refer to me as Anshu for the session. So I have been practicing mediation for about years now, and I believe that mediation process has the potential to resolve even the most tangled of the issues if the approach is right. And the fact that both parties are over here on the mediation table says that yes, the approach is in the right direction. Some issues might take more than one mediation session, but they get resolved if there is the potential and if there is the thinking to do so. Let me also assure both the parties here that a mediation process is very flexibly conducted with utmost confidentiality. Your mediators means me and my co-mediator. We are a neutral party. Thus, we have no vested interests or preconceived instances in this matter at all. Rest assured, we will be actively listening to you and try our best to help you reach a negotiated agreement. But ultimately, it is you who will have the control to settle and decide whatever is best for you, as it is a client-driven process. Everything you say over here is absolutely confidential. Anything said by you cannot be used as evidence in the court of law. We are here only in the capacity of the facilitators. We are not here to tell you what is right, what is wrong. Is our role clear to the parties?
Yes,
Yes,
Mediator.
they are.
Thank
Okay,
you,
great.
Mediator.
Now, for everyone's clarity, I have a few questions to ask to the parties. I would like to ask the counsel of both the parties, may we speak directly to your clients in this setting?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So do the clients have the authority to settle for an agreement if we reach one?
Yes, I
Yes,
would like to
Mediator.
show you that
Okay.
you have the authority to.
Okay. So have the parties
mediator?
voluntarily and in good faith decided to choose mediation?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Mediator.
Voluntarily
Okay, that's
come.
great to hear. Thank you very much. And before we move on, I have an anecdote, and obviously I will try to share it with everyone. For the last years, I've been practicing guitar. And when I do practice guitar, the most important thing over there is that during the playing of guitar, a person needs two hands to play it. If even one hand is not working, the song which will come out will not be ideal, will not be harmonious. And I think both the parties over here actually are the two hands of the guitar. And if we go with energy in a very amicable way, I'm pretty sure that we will reach to a solution. I would like to give the stage to my co-mediator.
So, firstly, beautiful lines by my co-mediator. I think it's quite encouraging for all of us here to be in this mediation process. With that, I'll introduce myself. I am Swastik, and I'm a certified mediator with 10 years of expertise. I am grateful towards both the parties for appointing me as a mediator for this session. I'm also grateful that both the parties have an understanding and have come for mediation as a solution for their disputes or their upcoming disputes or any uncertainty. So, firstly, I will explain what mediation is. Mediation is a healthier way of resolving disputes. Mediation is a form of alternate dispute resolution, whereby parties come together in a platform to discuss among themselves what their goals are, what they envision to, and how they see things between each other. So by this process, we try to find a common ground between both the parties, and we have the mutual agreement of both the parties, and then we come to a settlement. So unlike litigation, where the judges pass an order and there is a force in the atmosphere, mediation is a completely informal and voluntary process. And in this process, I want both the parties to be comfortable here, sharing what they want, what they envision to, and what they are looking forward for. With that, I will explain some of the ground rules which we are going to have in this mediation session. So the first rule is that, as the moderator already shared, the time for joint session for negotiation is 45 minutes, and we have 15 minutes as caucus session. Now I'll explain what a caucus is. A caucus is a private session where one of the party, if it feels like there is some private information to be shared to the mediator, it can call for a caucus. And if the mediator feels like, we can call for a caucus with one of the parties as well. The caucus session is entirely confidential and no information in any case will be divulged to the other party without the permission of the party. Further, I request both the parties to be respectful towards each other and not use any unparliamentary language between the session. Further, I believe both the parties are comfortable in this atmosphere and both the parties have in good faith opted for mediation. Thank you so much. With this, I request the requesting party to start their opening speech and introduce themselves.
Sure, thank you, mediator. Before I begin, I would like to add something. Actually, I'm not being able to use the raise hand option, so I might have to interrupt you, the mediators, in between. I'm so sorry about that. This is because of technical difficulty, so please consider that. So, I'll now begin with my opening statement. So, hi everyone. I am Mr. John Oceantide. I'm the representative of Aquawave. Before I begin, I would like to thank both the mediators for explaining the mediation structure so well. You guys have literally left no space for any sort of doubt to me. So thank you so much for that. And I would also like to thank Mr. Whitefield and his client for agreeing to mediate. So thank you so much for providing us this opportunity. So I again would like to reinstate the fact that I am the representative of Aquawave, which is a company that is owned by the federal government of USA. We are one of a kind of a company in the world right now and have an annual turnover in millions. So we're basically concerned with marine exploration and construction activities, and we mainly deal with drilling, procurement of natural gas, as well as geophysical surveys. So a few years back, Aqua Vista approached us and asked for our help, and we basically collaborated together and created a contract to identify some ocean beds. And I'm really grateful that we collaborated together because by the virtue of our geophysical surveys, we were able to identify and locate 4 different kinds of ocean beds that were rich of oil and natural gas that could have a revenue of millions of dollars. So kudos to both the companies for collaborating together on this specific matter. I'm really happy. I'm really glad that we worked together on this issue. So now it has come to our notice that Ecovista wants to take a step further and wants to procure that natural gas and petroleum. So that's the main reasons why we both are here together to come up with some financial solutions so we could form a contract or an agreement that would be mutually beneficial for both of us. So my main goal for today's mediation is to, again, like I stated before, is to find an ideal solution that is serving both our interests. I don't want to use an adversarial approach. Rather, I want to go for a collaborative one. And I deeply value a business relationship with Aqua Vista and don't want to strain it at all. So I hope we can, amicably come to a solution. So now I'll pass on to my counsel who will further elaborate the concern and interest. Thank you so much.
Right, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're
Okay,
audible.
You're audible.
Thank you
Go ahead.
for the confirmation. Okay, so greetings. Yeah, greetings. I'm Kanishka, the council for the Aquawave, and you can refer me as Miss Council 4. First of all, I would like to extend my thanks to the responding party, Miss Adrienne Waterfield, and her council for their willingness to engage in this mediation process. And I thank the mediator also for explaining the mediation process in such a gentle manner. So, having previously addressed such issues, I've been approached by my clients, Mr. Jonah Oceantide, and I'll address him in my advisory capacity today. The other party council will also agree with me that in law we see the things in black and white way, but here the mediation is a way where we can have more beyond that black and white. We can excel beyond that. So, when my client approached me, I advised them to take the mediation way because before the litigation, I strongly feel that what can be resolved through thorough discussions doesn't need litigation in that way. So therefore, we are here to amicably reach to a mutually accepted decision. In this slide, I would like to confirm that I have the authority to legally represent my client. However, the final decision shall rest with my client, Mr. Ocean, right? Given that mediation is a client-centric process. So my client has already very gracefully pointed out the issues that we are here for, but I'll briefly for everyone's benefit will sum up what are the interests that lies towards us today. So firstly, our goal is to weave together Aquawave's proficiency in marine and geophysical surveys, engineering and construction with Aquavista's deep-rooted experience in the oil and gas sector. Secondly, innovating for a joint venture, Aquawave seeks a harmonious collaboration where the risk assured rewards, which are mutual innovations from both sides, interim seamlessly. So basically, our joint venture proposal is not merely a contractual obligations for both of us, but a commitment to navigate the challenges and triumphs of this Coral Sea project together.
All right. So I think I should summarize your points for the other party, for the responding party. So in this entire mediation process, I appreciate your gesture that you want a collaborative approach. You're looking for a future collaboration with and a joint venture with the other party, that is Aquavista. So you're planning on a joint venture agreement with regard to the project that you have worked on, and you have found 4 ocean beds, that is 4 oil beds in the Coral Sea region. So with this, I will request the responding party to kindly start with their opening statements.
Thank you so much, mediators. First of all, greetings, everyone. I am Adrienne Waterfield. I'm the Regional Director of Aqua Vista, and I want to assure you that I do have the authority to agree to any settlement that we're going to reach here. And you can refer to me as Miss Adrienne throughout the session. So first of all, I would also like to thank Mr. Oceantide for being here with an open mind in order to, come up with collaborative solutions and come up with amicable solutions for us to keep working together. Mr. Oceantide has put forth his stand and has explained regarding where they come from. I would like to do the same. So, Aqua Vista, we are a Texas-based oil and natural gas company. So, our interests lie in the upstream oil business, and our operations pretty much span across the entirety of the South Pacific region. We have entered into a confidential agreement with Aquawave recently for marine and geophysical surveys in order to potentially exploit the oil and gas waterbeds in the Coral Sea. So the preliminary seismographic surveys have proved the indication of the seismic potential beds in the Coral Sea. So now we would like to, identify the 4 offshore oil and gas fields, and which might be, commercially beneficial for us as well. So we are on this mediation table today, not only for facilitating a solution regarding how are we going to go forward about this situation, but also to come up with collaborative approaches and relationships in order to expand this venture so that it proves to be of benefit for the both of us. But we do have, some concerns regarding the joint venture that we would like to go ahead with, and the steps to be taken forward so that this could be beneficial for the both of us. And those concerns and the technical aspects of the same would be concerned with my counsel, because the technicalities of it are not really my cup of tea. So I would hand it over to my counsel for the same.
Thank you, Ms. Adrienne. First of all, thank you so much, all the mediators, for smoothly explaining the process of mediation, and also the analogy that how you need both the hands
to make a perfect tune that has to be coming out of a guitar. So thank you so much for that. I hope both the parties today have come to the table with a spirit of compromise and will be really happy to reach an amicable settlement at the end of the day. So to introduce, I'm Rishika Reddy. You can refer me by my first name Rishika throughout the entire session. And I'm simply here to guide my clients through the entire process of mediation. And like my co-counsel has just stated, mediation is a client-centric process, but I might be obligated to refer to certain legal principles just to make sure that today's mediation is going towards a legally sound manner. And I also assure that I have the full authority to represent my client towards the entire mediation session that we are here today for. And to just keep the flow of the mediation session going in a legally sound manner, I would like to set up few agenda points that we would be concerned to discuss on. Like my client has just stated, we have certain concerns over the joint venture that we are going to enter with, or we will be deliberating to enter with Aqua Wave. That would be our first concern, to discuss and deliberate on the operations management of the joint venture. And our second concern would be, like we said, we are here with an open mind and an open hand to shake hands with you for a good deal at the end of the day. So our agenda would be to discuss all the collaborative ways, amicable solutions that we could come up with if we enter through this particular joint venture. And also, I would like to assure everyone in this mediation session today that we've come here with a flexible mind and we'll consider all your limitations, just like we know that you would do the same. Thank you so much.
I think it was a very good opening statement by the party.
Mr. Mediator, you're not audible, so can you just...
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
So I think I would like to just summarize the agenda which has been proposed here by Aqua Vista over here. So basically what you were trying to say, if I'm wrong, and if I'm right, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, that you have concerns on the joint venture which has been proposed by the other party over here. But secondly, you're also saying that you are ready for all the collaborative base to be inquired, and you're ready for future collaboration. Am I right in saying so?
Yes, Mediator.
Okay, I think now we should go again to the...
Actually, with this, I want to highlight the agendas that we are going to have in the further round. So firstly, we will have a deliberation on the joint venture structure, or either we are going for a joint venture structure or we are going for a agreement of procurement of service, which the parties want. Secondly, we have to deliberate on the ownership structure, that is on the operations and control, the decision-making powers, the clearly defined roles and responsibilities. So whenever we're going for a joint venture structure, we need to understand all these points so that it will bring us clarity and remove all the uncertainty. Further, we will also go for profit sharing and an exit strategy, which is important in this mediation session. So if both the parties agree to these agendas, we will go ahead for the further sessions.
Sure, we completely agree with that.
Yes.
And second thing, I would just like to add over here, just few seconds, the operation control, the indemnity, the insurance. These three are also part of the agenda, which is going to be very much important for the further discussions.
Yes.
As to the parties.
If the parties agree, we can also have a separate agenda on environmental and regulatory compliances. It depends on the parties, and if they
completely depends on the parties. We are just facilitators.
Mediator, we're fine with the... I'm so sorry to interrupt. Yes. Yeah, you can go ahead if you want.
Yeah, I was just saying maybe we can club that agenda with the already going on agenda so that we don't have different agendas.
Sure.
That is exactly what I wanted to add. Thank you so much.
With this, I would request the requesting party to go ahead with their...
Sure. Thank you so much, Mediator, for providing me the opportunity to speak. So, Ms. Adrian, I'm extremely happy to realize that you are in the same boat with us. I'm glad that you are also trying to resolve this matter in a very amicable manner, and we're glad to collaborate together. So, since you are also agreeing with this on this particular idea, so I have a proposal for you. Let me know how you feel about that. So, how about we form a joint venture together, and we invest $6 million in that particular oil and natural gas extraction project. And in turn, you gave us 30% of the profit that you incur for the next 5 years. And just to ensure that, we are even, we would also like to have equal representation in the managerial board. What do you think about that?
I think I would encourage that offer, but I think the technicalities would be my counsel's best interest, so she would take it from there.
Sure.
Thank you, Ms. Adrian. Mr. Mr. Oceantide, we really appreciate the offer that you're putting forward across the table, but just a slight modifications to that offer since we are considering it. So we are ready to jointly collaborate with you on this joint venture, but I'm afraid we might put certain limitations on the investing amount. So we are willing to invest up to $10 million into this particular joint venture, and I believe this joint venture
Ma'am,
is
can
going
you
to cost
please
us
repeat
about
your
20.
statement because your voice was lagging?
Am I audible, Mr. Mediator?
Yes,
So
yes, you're audible.
for the clarity of the responding party, I would summarize the points what the requesting party has made. They are
Sure.
saying that Aquawave will invest $6 million and in return, they want 30% profit from you. So
Exactly.
what
Also,
is your
mediator, one more point that we would like to add, that we want equal representation in the managerial board.
Yes, they
Because
want equal representation in
yeah,
the managerial board, that is in the decision-making power, if I'm not wrong.
exactly. Yes, this is our first proposal.
All right.
Thank you, mediator. So, Mr. Oceantide, we are willing to invest $10 million into the project, and we expect you to invest $14 million since it's a $24 million project. But in return, we are willing to share the profits. To invest our profits, we'll be investing 7.5% of our profits into the project again for the first 5 years. So, this is going to be our proposal, Mr. Oceantide. So, to
Basically, I think
summarize
like
again, uh, yeah, and at
you
the end,
can say
again,
again.
finally, the decision would be reserved by client. But to summarize it clearly, we'll expect you to invest $14 million and we'll be investing $10 million since the estimated cost of the project would be $24 million. And in return, we'll be investing 7.5% of our profits into this project again for the first 5 years.
Okay.
So
So
this
again,
is
to basically summarize what has been said over here, they are basically saying that as it is a $24 million project, so basically they are ready to invest over $10 million over here, and the other party will have to invest $14 million over here. In addition, they are saying that they need 7.5%. Am I right over here? 7.5% of the
yes,
profits.
mediator. Yes,
So
you're right.
I think the requesting party can say what they want over here on this proposal.
So I will just
Okay.
add
So
to it for
mediator,
clarity.
I want some clarity. I'm quite confused about it.
Yeah,
So
I
you
will
mentioned
add the
7
clarity
point.
and summarize you.
Yeah,
So
yeah, please.
what the other
Then
party,
after.
the responding party is stating is that they will invest $10 million and they want you to invest $14 million in it. And after that, from the profit part, they will give 7.5% profit back to the project and for the next 5 years. So that is what they're trying to say.
Okay, so to this, I would like to say, Miss Adrian, this whole proposal seem very one-sided. I feel you're going for a very adversarial approach because if you look at this proposal and review it critically, then we'll see that we're not getting anything out of this project. We're not getting any profit that we would like to have. See, Aquawave is one of a kind company. We are currently ruling the market. You won't find anyone or any company that could replace us. So collaborating together is like the best option for both the parties. I would like to, like you stated, that you will be again reinvesting the profit that you will be generating in the project. So out of this, we won't be getting anything. If you just think about it, you are basically taking our investment and the profit that you're getting, you're reinvesting that. We are not getting anything out of it. So it would be great if you could consider giving us directly some profit, because at the end of the day, we're just investing and we're not getting no outcome out of it. So if you could just consider that, that would be really great, because it's very one-sided approach and proposal. We're investing $14 million and getting nothing out of it. It doesn't even make sense. So if you could please consider and go for a more collaborative approach, that would be much appreciated. Like the first proposal I gave you, we were ready to invest $6 million, and in turn, we were expecting 30%, 30% of control over the profit that we're generating. We're ready to negotiate that aspect, but we're not ready, with you reinvesting the profit that you have generated in the project itself and not giving us anything. So please consider that aspect as well.
So basically, again to the responding party, as you had proposed earlier, that the profit which you will generate, you will again reinvest it. And the requesting party is basically saying that in spite of requesting the party, you should think about giving the profit, part of the amount of the profit to them, so that they can move on on a very collaborating approach. Am I right in saying so?
Exactly.
Yes,
That
yes.
is perfectly
Exactly.
summed up. Thank you,
Exactly. Yeah.
Medita.
So basically, on this proposal, what do you say?
So if the parties are not able to find a common ground, then we can certainly call for a caucus session. So if any of the
I think
parties
we should
like
let the responding party speak over here.
Yes, please. Thank you, Mr.
Definitely.
Mediator. So, Mr. Oceantide, our offer was that we'll be investing 7.5% of our profits, but the profit percentage share, we are ready to come on a joint venture. So we're ready to share our profits. That profit percentage can be negotiable. But the offer that we are proposing to invest the amount back again into the project is to expand our project. Since we are entering into a joint venture, it's important that we keep the venture going, because when you talk about upstream oil business, it's not always that you find certain, you're not very specific about the projects or about the ventures that you're going to do, because upstream oil business is a very critical and volatile business. So since to keep a project going, we'll be investing 7.5% of profits that we receive for the first 5 years every time into the project, and that would ensure that a project is keeping going. And that is how we can ensure that there is revenue coming into our project. And also additionally, we are open to negotiate on the profit sharing percentage, because we are willing to collaborate with you on an amicable level.
Okay,
So
so thank you so
basically,
much, Ms.
Yeah.
Adrian, for the clarification. I again have a question for you. How much percentage of the profit are you willing to share with us? Because that is our main concern. We really want to know how much profit you will be willing to, provide us, that will be generating from by this project. That would be great if you could provide some clarification.
So right now we are open to giving you a 40% share in the project, profit share in the project, apart from the joint venture we are going on. And as my counsel has already stated, we would be investing back the 7.5% of our profits. So that
Okay.
would keep the project going, which is mutually beneficial because it is a joint venture and it's not just our project.
No,
So
I
I think
completely
The thing
40%
is, this
if I may
5% is
sum up,
very
so
less.
so
so
if
I
I
think
may
the
sum up
requesting
the
party,
points,
may
I
I,
think the
mediator?
requesting party, I think what the responding party over there is trying to say is that they want the joint venture to be going on, because as the oil business is a very volatile business. So basically, and they are ready to invest their 7.5% of the profit. Am I right in saying so? And
yes.
secondly, they
And
are ready to give you 40% of the share of the profits. Am I right
I
in
think
saying
it's
so? The
more
responding
than what you were asking for. You
Thank
were
you.
asking for 30%, they're giving you 40%.
40%.
Yes, Mr. Mediator, you're right.
Basically, they are moving on. They are moving on very much. I think the responding
Yes.
party is moving on very
I
much.
think we're going on a good pace.
Yeah. We will absolutely find a common ground.
Exactly. Mediator, I would like to, call for a private caucus. If we could have that, that would be great.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
So we're calling for a private session with the requesting parties. I request the timekeeper to let the
Is it
other party
okay?
go out of the meeting. Yes, you were saying something?
No, it's okay. We can continue with the private caucus.
Okay, so for the caucus session, I request the responding party to leave the mediation room. Okay, yeah, sure. I would like to reiterate that the total caucus session is for 15 minutes and the requesting party will be getting 7 minutes 30 seconds.
All right.
So before we just start our caucus session, I would like to reiterate again, the information which will give us in the caucus session will be completely confidential. It will not go out anywhere. So you can be open to us mediators, and we will be fully resolved to resolve your differences. To my co-mediator.
So
You
another
can
thing
start
to
with the
note that for the caucus session, we will be ending the live stream and the timer for the caucus session is going to start in 3, 2, 1.
You can start.